All right, so the importance of this video is to launch our study and experience here through Black AI Media with AI tools. So we're going to go through a bunch of different tools. In this particular video, we're going to focus on probably the most popular one when it comes to people creating things. Of course, supports for the writing, even image production, and creating what they call custom GPTs. If you've seen the previous video in this collection within the Green Digit Academy, there's a video that's titled What is Generative Artificial Intelligence, or Gen AI? And you see there that the GPT part that you probably hear about, right? Chat GPT, as you can see right up here at the top left corner. The GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer, which is basically just talking about a system that generates or creates things, whether that's writing or images, based on it being pre-trained or basically fueled by data sources, a bunch of information, a pool where it can pull from, right? Like the internet, or if we're talking about um, a particular bot that we set up, it might be trained on our data. But in this situation with ChatGPT, basically there's a bunch of people who have been feeding information sources directly to this. So mostly, you can find a lot of this stuff on the internet where it'll be pulling from and sourcing. And then the transformer part, of course, is just that it's funneling and pulling that information here to turn it into whatever we are prompting or requesting from it. So ChatGPT, a lot of people have been using it for a lot of different stuff, creating promotional materials, helping with the emails, creating templates, even writing stories, creating different images, and that type of thing. All right, so what I want to show is just a real general overview just for people who might be new to this, never seen it before, and even a few things that people might want to test out on their own. If you are familiar with it, then of course this might be a little bit of a review for you, but I'll also show a few things here related to some prompts. And I'm also going to attach a source file that you can basically pull a bunch of different prompts that you can leverage and use for a lot of different purposes that I just have at my disposal that I want to share exclusively within the Green Digit Academy, which is, of course, attached to Black AI Media. So, a couple of things real quick to note. I mean, when you first go into ChatGPT, you can basically just search it and then basically create an account, just like any other platform. Pretty straightforward in terms of like signing up. You give them your email address, create a password, that type of thing. And then you can use a free version, which is available. And then also there is a paid version, which is $20 a month, which gives you access to more features like creating custom GPTs or kind of like your own kind of bots. But if you just want to get in here and have limited use but get experience and start engaging with it, then set up the free version and just start going from there. Again, it is limited, so you only get a certain number of outputs. Of course, if you pay, then you kind of get like unlimited to keep on requesting and prompting. But here's the breakdown. So it tells you which version you're using. Right now, I'm just using the regular free version of ChatGPT. The plus, of course, is going to be what I mentioned before with the $20 a month. And then over here, if you click this little sidebar, it'll actually open up. It actually keeps track every time you log in of all of the conversations and history that you have. So you can actually look through a lot of that over here on this sidebar. And then you can also look at GPTs or just kind of custom versions of ChatGPT that other people have set up. And again, if you have the paid version of it, you can set up your own. But if you go here and you are looking for something that's going to be very specific or particular, you can search for it. again, you can go in and just take a look at a lot of these things. So if you want to, you can check out, of course, the Black AI Media Bot, which is here, and then a lot of other ones. So if you're, I don't know, working on a business or brand or something like that, It Girl GPT is here for branding support, and then so on and so forth. You can continue learning bots, things for cooking, fitness, whatever it is that you're looking for. You can just kind of take a look through all of these and begin to kind of mess around with them. But once you get one you want, you can go in and start, of course, having just a basic chat. But if you want to just have a new chat and start fresh, you can begin here. If you've never done this before, never experienced it, just start off really simple. Um, Make a request, and then just kind of like play around with it. Um, I'm just going to ask it to do a task that I would normally take a little time to do, like write an email, which I think is a lot of what many people have gotten started with. So, write an email to my son's teacher requesting a conference to view his grades. Right. And if you do that, then it will go ahead and populate. The cool thing about it all, though, is you don't necessarily have to just take this. It's actually recommended that you not just copy and paste, but read through it, see if it makes sense, and then from here, I would also refine, right, anything that you want to add, like um, add that I am a little concerned about his math, right? And then it'll generate that another output, and it'll of course mention that I'm thinking about what's going on in math. And then the one recommendation that I'm going to continuously offer and add here is don't put any personal information, anything that you don't want to be public or out in the sphere. Don't put any of that in here, even names. If you don't want to disclose those things, don't put it in here. Um, Again, you can take this information, you can copy and paste this, revamp it, rewrite it, put it into a Google Doc or something like that, and then go from there. Right. But that's basically your intro here to ChatGPT. One more thing before I go ahead and close this particular video out with using this is image generation. Right. You might want to create an image. One fun thing that I have done with my toddler son is go through prompting ChatGPT and a couple other platforms to actually produce stories. My son is actually into dinosaurs, so we've done different stories about dinosaurs, and he tells it the setting and all that type of stuff, and then at the end of it, we generate a cover for the story or the book that we produce, basically. So we can do the same thing here. I don't know what kind of image you might want. Maybe it's a logo for a business or a brand or something that you're doing that you might want support with. Or maybe you just want to test some stuff out and make something silly. So let's do create an image of a happy child doing math, flying on a rocket ship. And of course, with this, refining any images um, related to diversity factors, because there is a lot of concerning conversation around bias within a lot of the AI data sets. So in this situation, for me, I would go in and refine and actually request if I wanted to for this particular child to look like my son. Or, if you're a teacher and you teach diverse students, an indigenous population or background, Latinx, African American, whatever the case is, then naturally you are going to make adaptations, make changes, and you can just say, either say a diverse group, or you can explicitly state what you want. So I'm going to say make child African American. Right. And then we get a revamp. And now we have an African American child in that same scenario here. And from here, I can click and I can actually just go ahead and download this. And then you'll have this image and you can continue on. All right. Hope this helps and stay tuned as we roll through Green Digit Academy. Let other people know. Share what's going on at Black AI Media, blackaimedia.com. And I greatly appreciate you. Peace.